Today, I want to read to you from Ephesians chapter 6 and talk to you about putting it into action. Here we go. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 18, 19, and 20. We read this. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints, and for me, that utterance may be given to me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains, that in it I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. The Apostle Paul related what we need to live the Christian life to the armor that a Roman soldier used in war. So following that section, Paul tells us now what we need to do with that spiritual armor that we should wear as part of our Christian life. He's telling us how we put the armor into action. Primarily, it is done through prayer. Praying always with all prayer. The idea is all kinds of prayer, or prayer upon prayer. We should use every kind of prayer. Group prayer, individual prayer, silent prayer, shouting prayer, walking prayer, kneeling prayer, eloquent prayer, groaning prayer, constant prayer, fervent prayer. Look, just pray. It is through prayer that spiritual strength and the armor of God go to work. In theory, the prayerless Christian can be strong and wearing all the armor, but goes into battle through prayer. Often, we do not pray because we are overconfident in our own abilities. Winston Churchill said to Britain in the early days of the Second World War, he said, "I must drop one word of caution, for next to cowardice and treachery, overconfidence leading to neglect and slothfulness is the worst of wartime crimes." Now, that is especially true in the spiritual war that we fight. Paul reminded us that we could pray for all the saints. We can battle spiritually not only on our own behalf, but also on behalf of others. The soldier isn't only concerned for his or her safety. They feel the instinct to protect and to battle on behalf of others. And after bringing up the idea that spiritual warfare can be waged on behalf of others, Paul then asked his readers to pray for him. He said, "And pray for me, that utterance may be given to me to boldly make known the mystery of the gospel." Paul could have asked prayer for many things, but he wanted them to pray for this. Now, I can imagine Paul asking for many things to pray for. He could say, pray for relief from my imprisonment, or pray for a more comfortable life. But his heart and mind were fixed on his responsibility as an ambassador of the gospel. He probably had in mind his upcoming defense before Caesar himself. So specifically, Paul asked that utterance may be given to him. The idea behind utterance is clear speaking, and added to the word boldly, Paul asked for prayer that he might proclaim the gospel both clearly and with a fearless power. You know, it's easy to neglect one or the other. But it all comes back to the idea of spiritual battle. When Paul preached under challenging circumstances, he knew the spiritual struggle firsthand. And he knew that the prayers of other people would help. Look, if you want to do something with the armor of God, then pray. And you can pray using the armor of God today.